is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player one. Player two. Player three. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. Optical illusions. Number, please. I resign. The New Testament. The Summer Olympics. And religion. All right, let's get back into this. Player one has control of the board. Hope you studied this eye part that, at its maximum contraction in an adult, may be less than 1 millimeter in diameter. Let's hear it, player one. Yes. Player one. Here's Jimmy. He'll show you.
To allow your eyes to see clearly at varying distances, fibers called the zonules of Zinn change the shape of this eye part that focuses light onto the retina.
Okay, player one. Yeah, good. You again, player one. Answer? The Daily Double. You are in first place. Player one, give us a wager. Okay, here is the clue. Don't detach this, which is next to the choroid and changes light rays into neural signals. That puts you even further ahead. Player one. Drivers know the point where the optic nerve enters the eye has no rods or cones and goes by this two-word term. Yes, player one? Hey, you're right. You again, player one. The sclera and this consist of tough tissues that make up the outer layer of the eyeball and give it strength. It's player one. Correct. Please pick again, player one. It precedes minutes in the title of a popular Sunday night TV news program. Yes, player two. You are correct. Okay, let's get back. Highest number you can throw with just one standard die. Let's hear it, player one. That's it. All right, let's by a cumulative count. You get a total of 364 gifts in this song, including 42 swans. Let's hear it, player one. Correct. Player one. Of 80, 800, or 1800, the approximate length in miles of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline. It's player two. Right you are. Okay, let's get back. Barack Obama is officially listed as this number U.S. president. It's player one. You are correct. Player one, where do we start? His August 8, 1974 speech began, "Good evening. This is the 37th time I have spoken to you from this office." It's player three. That is correct. Player three. In 1996, after 20 years managing the Dodgers, this man resigned. Okay, player one. Hey, you're right. A lot of clues. In 1869, he resigned his Western Union operator's job to devote more time to his inventions. It's player one. You got it. We return to you. This Chief Justice resigned in 1986 to chair the Commission on the Bicentennial of the U.S. Constitution. Let's hear it, player three. Right. Player three, you may know the name of this woman who left NASA in 1993 to go into the business of advanced technologies. Yes, player two. That's right. Way to go. Okay, let's get back into this. Player two. Jesus grew up in this town in the southern part of Galilee. Okay, player one. Right. Player one. In Luke, this angel told Zacharias that his wife Elizabeth would bear a son, and thou shalt call him John. Player two. Yep. Player two. The book of John records him as saying, "Except I shall see in his hands the print of the nails, I will not believe." Let's hear it, player two. Yes. You again, player two. Jesus was referring to this fisherman when he said, "Upon this rock I will build my church." Okay, player one. That's correct. Player one. On the road to Damascus, this future epistle writer was asked by Jesus, "Why persecutest thou me?" Yes, player three. That's right. Way to go. All right, let's get back into this. Player three. Let's get Jimmy's assistance on this clue.
Japan scored one of the biggest upsets in Olympic history in 2008, beating the U.S. to win the gold medal in this sport.
Player two. That is correct. Player two. Jimmy will present this clue.
A platypus was one of the mascots of the 2000 Games, held in this city.
Let's hear it, player three. Yep. Player three. Different strokes. In 2008, Rebecca Soni won Olympic gold in 200-meter breaststroke. Natalie Coughlin in 100-meter this. Let's hear it, player three. Yes. Player three. The 1972 games at this German city were the scene of terrorism and tragedy. Player two. Right. Player two. Jin Young Lee and Jinmun Park were members of this country's 2008 gold medal winning baseball team. Let's hear it, player one. Hey, you're right. Player one, where do we start? As part of Catholic baptism, this word doesn't mean time at the gym, but the casting out of demons. Player two. Right. Player two. Autobiography of a Yogi was a popular book by this religion's first missionary to settle in the U.S. It's player three. Good for you. Player 3. The church founded by Mary Baker Eddy in 1879 was formerly called the Church of Christ this. Yes, player 3? Yes. You get to pick again, player 3. At a deer park, Buddha taught the path of this many parts, part of the Four Noble Truths. Yes, player 2. That is correct. Let's have a look at the $1,000 clue. Here's Jimmy. He'll show you.
The nave, the central part of a cruciform church, ends in this recessed area that is usually vaulted.
Let's hear it, player 2. That's right. Way to go. Player 3 is in third place, which means, of course, player 3 will select first in Double Jeopardy. Clues are worth $400 to $2,000 in these categories. World capitals. Quoth the Raven. Notice the spelling. Biblical warriors. Playing possum. Historic women. And vocabulary. All right, if you're ready, it's Double Jeopardy time. Budapest is the capital of Hungary. This is the capital of Romania. Let's hear it, player 1. Good. Player 1, the capital of India is not pronounced Calcutta or Calicut, but this way. It's player 1. Hey, you're right. Player 1, this world capital is on the island of Java. It's player 1. Yes. Please pick again. Laid out in 1874, the botanical gardens in this capital have an observatory with a statue of Tycho Brahe. Player 1? Good. Please pick again. This city on the Malay Peninsula is the capital of Malaysia. Player 2. Right you are. Player 2, you start us off. This character has gone psycho long before he says, "She might have fooled me, but she didn't fool my mother." Okay, player 3. That is correct. Where do we begin? Kathleen Quinlan finds comfort talking to shrink Bibi Anderson in I Never Promised You a This. Let's hear it, player 2. You got it. All right, let's get answer. The first of the 2 daily doubles. You're in second now, but with an opportunity to catch up a bit. Player 2, give us a wager. And the daily double clue. As John Nash in this movie, Russell Crowe does quite a bit of talking to people who don't exist. You are now in first place. Player 2. This Johnny Depp character tells his psychiatrist, "You are a great lover like myself." Let's hear it, player 3. Yes. Player 3. In Quills, this author muses, "My glorious prose filtered through the minds of the insane. They might improve it." Let's hear it, player 1. You got it. Player 1, you're in command of the board. Joshua's conquest of Canaan began with the taking of Jericho, a city in this river's valley. Let's hear it, Player 1. That is correct. We return to you, Player 1. Saul and this son, who shares his name with a famous seagull, both died at the Battle of Mount Gilboa. Okay, Player 3. Right. All right, let's get back. Later lending his name to a popular hotel Bible, he led a successful night attack against the Midianites. Yes, Player 3? Yes. Please pick again. Joab was this Israelite king's successful commander when he conquered Jerusalem around 1000 BC. Player 1? Good. Where do we begin? This female judge won an important battle against the Canaanites by luring them into marshland. It's Player 3. Yep. Where do we begin, Player 3? Like wombats and bandicoots, possums are members of this group of about 270 species. Player 1? Yeah, good. Player 1? Chuck Berry knows this sweet little number of days is the typical gestation period of a possum. Let's hear it, Player 1. Yes. We return to you, Player 1. Stick to it. In 1948, this Walt Kelly possum hit the funny pages. Okay, Player 1. Hey, you're right. Player 1. Australia and New Guinea are home to the 5 species of this type of possum that may weigh as little as a quarter of an ounce. Yes, Player 1? Good. Player 1? The flying possum doesn't fly. Well-developed flaps of skin along its flanks have it known by this 6-letter term. Okay, Player 2. You are correct. A lot of clues, a lot of categories, Player 2. This Secretary of State, whose first name is from a musical term, had originally planned to be a concert pianist. It's Player 1. That's correct. Player 1. Shortly after her disappearance, her publisher, husband George Putnam, released Last Flight, containing her diaries. Let's hear it, Player 3. Yep. Where do we begin, Player 3? The Moses of her people. She helped hundreds of slaves escape along the Underground Railroad. Let's hear it, Player 3. That is correct. You get to pick again, Player 3. She met her beloved teacher Anne Sullivan in 1887. Let's hear it, Player 1. Right. Player 1, you're in command of the board. Answer. The other daily double. And you're in the lead now. What are you going to wager? Here is your clue. This first American woman in space heads a company geared to girls who are interested in science and math. You have maintained your lead. Way to go. You again, player 1. The name of this extinct critter comes from words meaning terrible lizard. Let's hear it, player 3. Right you are. Player 3. This term for a mechanical human comes from a Czech word for forced labor. Let's hear it, player 2. Good for you. Player 2. Bumbershoot is Brit speak for one of these. It's player 2. You are correct. You again, player 2. He's an angel is a metaphor. Smart as a whip is one of these comparisons. It's player 3. Right. And the last clue for $2,000. The name of this science is from the Greek for the study of animals. Okay, player 3. Yes. You all move on to Final Jeopardy, which will continue after these messages. Here comes the Final Jeopardy, players. The category is this: Historic New York City. You need to select your wager. All right, players, this is what it comes down to. Here is the Final Jeopardy clue. The USA's first Labor Day parade in 1882 went from City Hall to this square just north of 14th Street. What did you say? And that correct response will add... What did you say? And this correct response will add how much to your score? Did you come up with the correct response? And that correct response will add... Congratulations, player 1. You are our new champion. Thanks for playing. We'll see you next time.